I'm gonna show you one of the most interesting filmmaking workflows right now. This is a short film I could have never made by myself with no budget or VFX skills, and I made it in just a couple hours, including the VFX. Thanks Artlist for sponsoring this video. Oh no, not again.
Again?
Again? Can you call someone? Hey, you can't be doing that!
Yo, what's up, dude?
It's on the roof again.
Again?
Yeah, again. Can you come help?
No, I'm busy. I'm rolling right now. Yeah, there's like 3 people here and we're filming videos. Super busy.
Do you have any axes, spears, knives, spears?
I don't have any axes or spears. No, I don't have any. I don't know. But...
Oh man, sorry!
Hello? Tyler? Tyler?
This was literally one of the funnest short films I've ever made, and we did it in just a couple hours, including the VFX. It actually worked so well that the first couple shots I did were just supposed to be test shots. But when I did the test and then I saw the results, I was like, oh my gosh, this actually worked almost better than I expected to. Then I went back and filmed all of the other angles, and then I showed it to Peter, and Peter was like, oh, I should be the one that Tyler calls. Then I went and filmed Peter, and then I filmed a little bit of Tyler afterwards on the phone. That's pretty insane, no? I want to show you guys how I did this. So where this all started is I had this kind of funny idea. Maybe you don't think it's funny. I thought it was kind of funny. This idea that involved a creature that's just a nuisance on the roof of my office, and he's bothering us once again. But with zero VFX skills and basically no budget and very little time, there's no way I can do it. But what if I could? I want us to think of this as the hybrid filmmaking workflow. Traditional normal filmmaking techniques mixed with AI to tell stories that you couldn't tell before. Now, if the AI thing scares you, let's pretend they're just tools inside of Premiere. Let's ignore that they're AI tools. This is not like a one-click solution to just make films for you. This is using everything that you know about filmmaking, your skills, and then adding a new tool to do things that you couldn't do before. The most impressive filmmakers can tell stories with any gear, with any actors, with any locations. And if that is you, you will absolutely love this. Okay, here's the hybrid filmmaking workflow, the HFW. First, you have to come up with an idea. Just like with any project, AI is not gonna do that for you, and you can't just fix it in post. So my idea was to have this creature on the roof of my office, again, disrupting our workday, just being a real nuisance. And so I filmed my shot traditionally backlit it, even though it was midday because it was only supposed to be the test. It wasn't supposed to be the final thing. And then once we have our shot, I'm gonna take that into Artlist. If you didn't know, Artlist has music, stock footage, templates, basically everything you need in filmmaking in terms of tools. Plus, now they have some new AI tools like image and video generation. Bear with me, don't get freaked out at the AI thing. Hold on. You can actually bring in your own still frame, upload it, and use AI to animate it or bring it to life. With that in mind, I'm not gonna take the whole image because I want this effect to be super believable. I'm just gonna take a portion of what I filmed and then mix what I filmed and this AI generation to make it feel more real. The hybrid filmmaking workflow. Also, a quick tip, make sure to color grade the clip that you filmed first before you do this step. AI is not very good at coming up with like a log look, so it's much better to actually color grade it and then do this AI stuff afterwards. A little bit backwards, but it works better. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of the top of my building where I want this creature to appear, and then I'm gonna take that and upload it to Artlist AI video generator. You can choose the duration, 5 or 10 seconds, and the quality, either 720 or 1080p. Of course, the longer and higher quality you make it, the more credits it will use. We'll talk about the cost in a second. Then we need to prompt what we want to happen. In this case, I need it to be a static camera angle because afterwards we want to bring this back into our editing program and put it on top, and if it's moving around, it's not going to line up. So we don't want any camera movement, we want static. And if it doesn't turn out static, we can still fix that. And I went super simple at first just to test. I was just curious. I had this idea. Can I do this with AI? Can I essentially do VFX to manipulate a portion of my image? So I just put in static camera shot of a monkey appearing on the roof and jumping around, going crazy, climbing on the building. Now, that basically did that, but that wasn't very good. That's not what I'm looking for. So I tried static camera of a weird hairy creature on top of the roof walking around and beating his chest. That's worse. That is just weird. Okay, as you can see, this is not like a one click, you're done. The video is made for you. You still have to direct it. You still have to have the ideas. You still have to know how to use these tools. So then I tried static camera of a gorilla creature on top of the roof walking around and beating his chest. And when I saw this, I was like, that's actually pretty good. It looks realistic. The lighting is super accurate. Even the light on the building window, it kind of like goes in and out of the sunlight as the gorilla creature is moving around. As soon as I saw this, I was like, oh shoot. I have to go back and film the rest of it because this worked so well. So I literally did this part and then I went back out there, filmed my reactions, filmed Tyler, and then you heard the story, filmed Peter and everything like that. Then all you have to do is bring that AI video generation to your editor, and then you just need to line it up with your original footage. I find it a little bit easier to use the difference composite mode to line them up. So once you have it lined up, everything kind of goes black when you have difference selected. There's a bunch of different ways you could do opacity and then try to line it up. But basically you want to line it up as closely as possible to sell this effect. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can go in and feather the edges of the AI clip a little so they blend together better. And then all we have to do is a little bit of color correction on the AI generation so it matches your original clip better. A lot of times they'll just come out a little bit more contrasty or a little brighter, and so just correct it a little bit and then hit play. Honestly, when I did this the first time, I was just like, what? Sent it to everybody. Everyone was like, what are you doing over there? Where did you learn VFX? Everyone was blown away, including me. Quick tip, if your AI generation doesn't come out completely static, like on a tripod, then you can just stabilize it in your editor and make it tripod locked off. I will say though, prompting is not easy. As you could see, even just trying a few different prompts, it came out with completely different results. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. And just because the tools give you the ability to do incredible things doesn't mean that it's easy and that anybody can do it. Even though I knew exactly what I wanted, it still took a bunch of tries to get what I wanted. And even more so in this next part, there was a lot of fails for me. You need to learn how these tools work so that you can use them to tell your stories. And it also doesn't mean it doesn't cost. This isn't free. This costs money. Now, it is way, way, way cheaper than actually getting VFX done in your videos. Plus, it saves a whole bunch of time. So for this project, I used about $20 to $30 in credits. You get some credits in Artlist Max, and you can pay more to get more. And also, it comes with all the music and sound effects and stock footage and everything else. But you could also just get the AI suite if you wanted to. Thanks so much, Artlist, for sponsoring this video and for giving us filmmakers tools we need. So it's obviously not free to do this kind of AI VFX, and it's also a lot of trial and error, and there could be some frustrations, but it is still way cheaper and way faster than other alternatives. Plus, I just would not be able to do this by myself. There's no chance. Not enough time, money, or skill. Quick note here, I forgot to mention, because this wasn't supposed to work out, the continuity is all off. The wide shot never includes Tyler in the window. So what I did was kind of used the same technique of the clip that I had of Tyler in the window, that like telephoto zoom shot. I just took that and composited it into the wide shot. It's not perfect, but it does the job. And I think it works much better. Again, this was not supposed to work. This was just a test that turned into me shooting a whole short film in just a few hours. Then it gets even more fun. This is where you can really let your creativity kind of flow. Now that I have this creature, we can actually take a still frame from that AI generation and make this creature do other things. So we can upload a good base image of the creature and prompt that with, for example, static camera angle, gorilla creature breaks off a piece off the roof of the building and starts to eat it. Is it perfect? No, but there's enough there that I can use to sell this effect. And I did a few other things, like I wanted to kind of point at me again to kind of sell the effect that like I'm there with this creature, and I wanted to be throwing up its arms and like freaking out a bit. Again, I did all of these using this same hybrid filmmaking workflow. And then this was the hardest part in terms of getting the right result, and it's this part where Tyler's having the phone call with Peter and Tyler's in here in this office, and I wanted the gorilla creature to kind of just punch through the ceiling and like be kind of like trying to grab Tyler or like coming close to him. And then Tyler would be like, ah. And I tried this so many times and it just did not come out the way I wanted to. As of filming this, I still didn't get the exact result yet. I'm still gonna try a few more times just to see if I can make it work. But right now, the best generation is like kind of the roof starting to kind of break apart, and then it kind of opens up a little bit. And then I can kind of do the Hitchcock effect of like, we know what happens next, and I can just cut to Peter and he's like, Tyler, you all right? So as of right now, that's gonna be the short film. If it changed, I was able to generate an even better ending, but it took a lot of work to get there. Just like with any filmmaking workflow, the finishing touch to sell this effect is sound design. Hey, you can't be doing that! Hey, you can't be doing that! That just sells this whole thing so much more and makes it feel way more real, having that sound design. And that is how I made this little short film in a couple hours using both normal filmmaking techniques and AI tools to do things I could not do otherwise. The hybrid filmmaking workflow. I think we need to workshop a better name, but that's what I'm gonna call it for now. Try it for yourself. I wanna see what you guys come up with, because once you start understanding what's possible with this, it's very fun and very interesting. You will be able to tell stories you could not tell before. So go and check it out. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you later. Kai's calling me. I gotta answer. All right, bye.